right, welcome to today's Q&A. It is already the 12th of September. We're already in the middle of the week for the Driver Appreciation Week. So congratulations, happy Driver Appreciation Week to all of our professional drivers out there. And hopefully you're able to share in some of the meals, the drawings, the gifts. That we've got all kinds of things. Here at Decker, we have all kinds of things going on, but I know across the country there's quite a bit. So hopefully you guys are able to participate in some of those activities and enjoy. It's all about you. It's all about making sure that the public knows every sacrifice and every effort that our professional drivers make out there and honestly, we wouldn't have the food, our shelter, our clothing, our couches if it wasn't for our professional drivers out there. So thank you so much for all that you do. Happy Driver Appreciation Week. I hope you get the recognition that you more than deserve. So my name is Jessie. I'm here at Decker Truck Line. We are an over-the-road, regional, and we have a few local positions here and there for both refrigerated and flatbed. We also have some availability in a hopper position. That's a local one out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. We will talk a little bit about some of the available positions that we have here, as well as some of our equipment and the benefits that we offer as well to our professional drivers here at Decker Truck Line. If you have any questions, this is a Q&A. This is an opportunity that we give every single week, every Tuesday at noon Central, for you to ask your questions and have them answered. So here, if I keep looking over here, it's because that's where the chat is. And I want to make sure that I'm answering those questions as they come in. So in the meantime, I would like to give you all a reminder of what's going on here at Decker for the Driver Appreciation Week. We have got drawings and drawings and drawings all week long. So I hope you guys are more than enjoying these. And hopefully you'll get some prizes. So these drawings for within house, so for all of our Decker professional drivers, your names are entered in to these daily drawings. I was going to say weekly, but they're daily drawings. There's roughly around 20 names drawn every single day. And we'll do a Facebook Live, just a sporadic Facebook Live to announce those winners. And then you'll be getting a call from us here as well, just letting you know, hey, you won, congratulations. Where do you want me to send your gifts? So I'll be reaching out to you, to all of our winners as well, with trying to figure out the logistics of that. All right. I've got moderation here. Helps everyone feel safe. There we go. All right. So Angel says, applied a few days ago about the benefits and who the carrier is. Oh, awesome. Let's jump into that. Blue Cross Blue Shield is our health insurance. I'm assuming those are the benefits that you're talking about, but we have quite an array. So I'll kind of touch on all of that. So Angel, we have Blue Cross Blue Shield for health, for medical, dental and vision, a Vision and for vision, and Delta Dental for dental. And then we have for the 401k, it's Principal Financial. That's the 401k, and that starts after 60 days as well. So medical, dental, vision, prescription. Oh, prescription as well. We also have prescription, which is, these are awesome. They're $0 prescriptions for the generic. We've just recently started with the $0 or have the ability to do $0 brand name and some specialty. So we've got $0 generic, $0 brand name, and $0 specialty. Those are different programs within our benefits. So if you're doing the $0 generic through that route, that is going to be a little bit different than the brand name and the specialty, but it's all within the Decker umbrella. So yeah, if you have questions, let us know. Reach out to your recruiter. If you're already speaking to a recruiter, reach out to them because they have a PDF with all of the details of the benefits. And there's a lot, whether it's the Blue 365 that we're offering through Wellmark. Wellmark has an array of additional benefits and resources that we can use, discounts and and articles and courses and just support, coupons, things like that, that are all in there. So definitely check that out. Also, we have, I mentioned the 401k. That's a 50% match on the 401k, up to 8% of your total earnings. So you can definitely grow with that 401k. And again, that starts after 60 days, along with all of the other benefits that we have here at Decker. So now when it comes to bonuses, those start much sooner, but the medical and dental and 401k and stuff like that, that all starts after the 60-day period. So I'll dive into the bonuses here in just a little bit as well. So hopefully that answers those questions. We also have short-term, long-term disability. Cancer is now called critical illness. So we have plans like that as well that are available with, and then we have Aflac that we use as well. So yes, a whole array of options for you to choose from. George, how are you? Put my name in, put your name on the drive. You gotta drive here at Decker. Yeah, so first of all, I mentioned the drawings. We did quite a few yesterday, and I'll name off some of our winners. But we also had quite a few winners. We'll also have quite a few winners today, and then at the luncheons as well. So we're serving from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And you'll be able to, like, usually the vendors at those locations will also do a drawing. So that's on top of all of the other things that we've got going on. So let's see, today we are serving, before I forget, because I want to make sure that if you're in the area, you're swinging around and grabbing something good to eat. So Fort Dodge, we've got breakfast in several of the locations, you guys, so there's probably breakfast items possibly still in the safety lanes there in Fort Dodge. But we have ribeye and chicken sandwiches sponsored by Thermo King Sales and Service in Fort Dodge. So please make sure that you are thanking the vendors, because they are taking their time and sponsoring and usually cooking too. A lot of them are doing the barbecuing themselves. Some of them are catering, but they're handing out. So we appreciate that. Bessemer has the Publix sub sandwiches serving today. Again, 11:30 to 1:30. Missoula has deli sandwiches and chips, Missoula, Montana. Our terminal in Des Moines, our shop there, has Panera bread box lunches. So those are delicious. And Hammond is doing a cookout today. So again, from 11:30 to 1:30 at all of those locations I just named, Fort Dodge, Bessemer, Missoula, Des Moines, and Hammond. They're all doing something for lunch. The cookout in Hammond, there are hamburgers and brats with sides. Now tomorrow, there's more. Tomorrow there will be breakfast again in Fort Dodge at the safety lanes, breakfast in Missoula again, Daylight Donuts once again in Des Moines. The shop guys are going to be full, I think, of Daylight Donuts, but they seem to be a hit. And then for lunch tomorrow, still serves between 11:30 and 1:30. Fort Dodge is going to be catered by Hy-Vee Catering. JX Peterbilt sponsoring that. Pizza at Bessemer. Fried chicken with sides in Missoula. Des Moines is going to have a shop cookout. That'll be fun with the ribeye steak sandwiches and sides. And Mediapolis will have a taco truck. And that's actually going to be 11 to 3. So not 11:30 to 1:30 like all the rest of them. In Mediapolis, it'll be 11 to 3 available to you. And Hammond will be doing a cookout again, hamburgers and brats with the side. That's for Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Also tomorrow, I do know if you're coming through Montana, there's going to be a handful of people from the Missoula terminal that will be helping to hand out, along with the Montana Trucking Association, at the Haugen Scales. They'll be handing out I don't know. I was going to say sandwiches, but I can't remember what they're serving. If it's hamburgers or pork sandwiches. It's been both in the past, but they'll be serving there. Also, Montana Trucking Association is serving out by the Laurel Scale in eastern Montana. And then up north, out of Conrad, there's a scale there on I-15. They're also serving lunch there. Now, that being said, there are a ton of lunches that Tyson has sent out to us as well, a list of lunches. So if you're in a specific area, check out our Facebook group for details on where they're at. Yes, Angel says, that's awesome. I'm coming in with no flatbed experience. It's all right. We can train you. And another question is, how is the training for flatbed? The training for flatbed is first of all, you'll have your week-long orientation. Let me rephrase this. If you have experience, like if you have at least 6 months of experience, then you won't go with a trainer, but you'll have the training, the flatbed training afterwards. If you're a student, like a new graduate, then you'll have a week-long orientation followed by 2 to 3 weeks with a trainer. And they'll do some training at the yard first. So you'll do a number of different loads. You'll have steel beams, coils, sheetrock. A lot of our sheetrock or our wall board is pre-tarped, but you'll want to make sure that it's tarp and secured properly when you do it, because a lot of times they'll throw the tarps on there, but you're still securing them as well. Like in real life, not just in the training. So, but the training itself will be a variety of different things. I think it's like 8 different loads. Maybe it's 4 different loads and a few different techniques. So we'll show you all that. You'll want to take pictures. If you've got a phone, take pictures along the way to help you remember and retain the process. You'll continue to do that multiple times. And then when you go out with a trainer, you'll be the one doing hands-on. We don't run like a team when it comes to our training. It is you will ease into running. This is if you're a brand new student, you will ease into running full time. Otherwise, it'll be more like super solo miles where the trainer will be guiding you and helping you to adjust to the longer hours of driving, that you might not be used to. If you've been driving, if you have some experience, you just don't have flatbed experience, then you won't go out on the road with a trainer. You would just stay in Fort Dodge. You'll go through that training process, which will be hands-on right there at the yard. So again, make sure that you're bringing a phone or a tablet so that you can take pictures along the way, because not only will you have the process of, being taught, shown how to do it, but then you will also go through and physically do it yourself multiple times. So training your brain, muscle memory, things like that to get you started. So hopefully that helps. I'm not sure where you're at in the process. So I know I gave a couple of different scenarios, but you should fall probably within one of those. So good morning, Big Timer. How are you? Thanks for joining us. All right. You must be in the Pacific side, right? Still morning my time too. I still have another 40 minutes on mountain time. All right, so I want to remind you for Thursday, 11:30 to 1:30 for lunches, Fort Dodge, Bessemer, Missoula, Des Moines, and Hammond. Hammond's going to do another cookout. Des Moines is going to also have a cookout, brats, burgers, sides. That's sponsored by MHC, so thank you MHC for sponsoring that. Missoula will have chicken wings with sides for lunch, and breakfast will be available in the morning. Bessemer will have hamburgers for lunch, and Fort Dodge, again, they will have breakfast in the safety lanes, but then they'll have a taco bar with chips and salsa sponsored by Crossroad Trailers. So Crossroads always brings some goodies as well. So thank you for sponsoring our Thursday lunch in Fort Dodge. Now, Friday is sponsored by Truck Country. They are bringing Lynch's Catering in, so that should be delicious. There will continue to be breakfast at Fort Dodge and Bessemer, Des Moines. I think are the main locations that have breakfast every morning. Bessemer, Fort Dodge, Missoula. I meant Missoula. Did I say Bessemer? Fort Dodge, Missoula, Des Moines, all will have breakfast. Bessemer will have barbecue for lunch, and that's on Friday. Lynch's Catering in Fort Dodge, sponsored by Truck Country. A barbecue in Missoula with sides on Friday as well. Cookout in both Minneapolis and Hammond with hamburgers, brats, hot dogs, coleslaw, chips, all kinds of goodies. So I hope you guys get some time to go enjoy yourself. There will also be, and I got to remember, there is also a taco truck out of the Colorado area junction that will be serving as well. So hopefully you guys get a chance to have those. Enjoy yourselves. If you have questions, reach out to us or check out our Facebook page, because we have a list of that stuff on the Facebook page of what's going on and where you can eat it and where you can pick it up and all that good stuff. Sound good? Of course it does. It's good stuff is what I'm telling you. Yesterday we had several winners for our Monday drawing. Now this is not the one that was put on by our vendors, but this is the one that is put on by Decker. Now remember, here at Decker for Driver Appreciation, we make sure that all of our professional drivers are receiving a gift. So you will get an engraved headlamp. You will also receive either your choice of a t-shirt, a Decker t-shirt, or a gift card. So you get to choose one of the other for those things, but you'll get an engraved headlamp as well. So those are available to all of our professional drivers. You can pick them up at any of the terminals. Just let us know you've got it. Yesterday, for the drawing, we had a $20 Visa gift card and a Peterbilt hat that Mark Van Patten won. So congratulations, Mark. Troy Abbott won the Peterbilt duffel bag and hat yesterday. Congratulations, Troy. John Robinson won a $100 Visa gift card. Congratulations, John. We have an Igloo cooler and a Yeti tumbler that I know a couple of the ladies that were doing the drawings, or who are doing the drawings, were trying to get their hands on. But Nadari Pierce won the Igloo cooler and the Yeti tumbler. That is a nice little set too, so that should be a good one to keep handy. Ryan Gallagher won the Peterbilt quarter zip and the tumbler, and John Lister won the Northland Motor Oil sweatshirt along with a hat. And John Velos won also the Northland Motor Oils sweatshirt and a hat. Dakota Cummings won another $100 Visa gift card, so congratulations as well. Gary Northrup won the JX Truck Center vest and the Peterbilt hat. Dale Hendry won a $25 Pilot Flying J gift card along with a koozie and a Peterbilt hat. Congratulations, Dale. Curtis Drake won the Peterbilt backpack and hat. Those are some heavy-duty backpacks, too. I like those. And Timothy Tyree won the fan and the Peterbilt hat. Like I said, you guys, we have quite a bit of drawings that will be happening later today as well. So make sure that you tune in to our Facebook page so that you don't miss it. It should be fun. We've got Visa gift cards, duffel bags, $100 Visa gift cards, $20 Visa gift cards, quarter zips, kind of a repeat of what we had yesterday for a variety, but we have more chances to win the $25 Pilot Flying J gift cards, koozies and hats and tumblers and Visa gift cards and duffel bags. Oh my! Yeah, I know I had to. Okay. But there's quite a bit out there. We hope you guys all get a chance to win. I'm trying to do the math here, and I want to say it's about 100 prizes, maybe a little bit more, that will be given out throughout the week, in addition to the gifts and addition to the vendor prizes during lunch. So there's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, let me backpedal just a little bit. Let's talk about more of those benefits. Again, they start after 60 days. I'm pretty sure I covered a pretty decent overview of them. But if you need more specifics, ask away. Feel free to ask. Some of the factors on what the cost is for the medical, dental, vision prescription, that is going to be based off of how many people are going to be on the plan. You know, is it a family plan? Is it just an individual? Is it an individual and spouse or an individual and children? There's a lot of variables. So we made sure that if it's just you, you're not paying for a whole bunch of people. If it's the whole family, that you've got a good deal on it. If it's you and a spouse, you're not paying for all the rugrats to go along with it, right? So the price is very well maintained. It is Blue Cross Blue Shield. We've got a great deal, especially if you're in the Iowa area. We have an even more of a discount, which is fantastic. There is the prescription. I mentioned that $0 generic prescriptions. $0 brand name, and a few $0 specialty drugs. That is huge. That has saved some of the people that I was talking to. It's saving them over $700 a month in prescriptions. Plus, you can get your prescriptions for 60 days, 90 days. There's a couple of different programs that we have as well that will help you get those in advance, because obviously the life of a professional truck driver on the road, you're not at home to pick up those things. You don't have time when you are home to run those errands. You need to spend that time with family. And that's why we have the mail order, mail pickup that you can set up for your prescriptions. That makes life a whole lot easier. So we've got all of that. Again, that starts after 60 days. With the 401k, you can move it, you can determine how much you want to put into that 401k. We do match 50% up to 8% of your total earnings. So you can just climb that sucker up there. And then the other additional benefits, like the additional insurances, life insurance, accidental death and disability, short-term, long-term, critical illness. I mean, there's a whole array that you can choose from and build on and determine what you want. So that will be reviewed with you once you've chosen that and before you start getting charged for that. So keep that in mind when you're going through all that. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated. Okay, so those are the benefits. Equipment-wise, we have a ton of amenities in our truck. So why drive for Decker? Maybe not just for the amenities, but the equipment is nice. It's nice to have the good equipment. We have mostly the 579 Peterbilts. We have some 760 and 740 Volvos. Usually when it comes to flatbed, you're looking at the 579 Peterbilt, the 740 Volvos, and a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. Refrigerated is more like the 579 Peterbilt, the 760 or 860, 780 Volvos, and a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. But all of them come completely well equipped with APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves, CB units, navigation, TransFlow geotab units in the truck. Did I say CB units? Yeah, CB units. The television is a 22-inch. It's set up with Epic View satellite TV. So Decker pays for the satellite television. It's over 100 channels. And yes, the NFL Sunday Ticket is part of that package. Yes, indeed. It's a smart TV, so you have access to a whole lot of other apps on there as well. And I do know a lot of you guys stream. And we have that. We have the free Wi-Fi through our tablet. So you can just set that up as well. So you can stream. It might not be the speediest, but it is pretty decent. In some areas, I should say. Some areas are better than others for data speed. What else can I tell you? For refrigerators in all the trucks, microwaves in all the trucks, they're double bunk trucks. So they've got good storage in addition to additional places to sleep. And then both the seats, both the driver's side and the passenger side are air ride. So you do have comfort for both of you. Speaking of, we do allow riders ages 10 up. So riders are available. It's $25 a month for the insurance for the rider to ride. And you just got to get that set up through safety. Quick and easy. Usually an ID will do the trick, along with the policy form, signing that, so that if you are in for an inspection or get pulled over for any reason, you can show that because it's covering DOT regulations, right? There you go. All right, so there's that. What else am I missing for dog policy? We also have a dog policy, which is a huge hit for most of you. The dog policy is 85 pounds or less, non-aggressive breed. If you have 2 dogs, it is an option to have 2 dogs, no more than 60 pounds combined. So that's the max, is 60 pounds combined. And then it's $500 for the dog policy. $250 of the $500 is refundable. So you can get that $250 back. We do require that you have a seat cover for the dog, or for the passenger seat for the dog. And you can pick one of those up at the Decker store, especially in Fort Dodge. So when you come out of orientation, you can do that. Now, there are designated locations for your dog. We do have a dog wash. I got a little excited because I know what a pain in the backside it is to wash a dog, and you never want to do it at home. It's a pain in the butt, right? But there is actually a dog washing facility at the Decker terminal in Fort Dodge. It is fantastic. But all right, so there's enough about that. There's dog areas for them to play. Please keep them on a leash. Not everybody are dog fans, but please keep them on a leash, and make sure that when you do get approved for the dog, you will have to have both a photograph as well as the shot records in order to get approved. So if you have questions on that, again, hit up your recruiter, 877-433-2537. This telephone number, by the way, I mean, we've only been talking for 30 minutes, but this telephone number, that's to get a hold of the recruiting department. So if you are interested in coming aboard to Decker and you want to talk to them, that's the number, 877-433-2537. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com and get situated. All right, so where was I going with that? Dog policy, pet policy, passenger policy. So we talked about equipment, we talked about benefits. Let's talk about jobs. Trucking jobs available here at Decker Truck Line. We have over-the-road refrigerated. We have over-the-road flatbed. Where you live will determine what we have available. What we have available out of your area will be different from based off of where you live. There we go. So out of Colorado, you're looking at refrigerated. So if you live in the Denver area, refrigerated is what we have out of there. If you live in parts of Alabama or Georgia or Louisiana or Texas or Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, those are all areas that not only do we have refrigerated, but we have flatbed. Home time, again, it depends on where you live. So if you call and talk to a recruiter, and feel free to put your zip code here too into the chat. If you want to know a little bit more, I can tell you based off of your zip code or your location, your city and state, I can give you more details on what we have available so that you're not playing that guessing game. The way that we set up availability for hiring is if we have a lot of freight out of your area for the number of drivers that we have out of that area, then obviously it opens up an opportunity. If the number of drivers we have out of the area exceeds that of freight, or I guess we don't have that, but that's what we are trying to avoid. We don't want that to overpower because we've made promises for home time. We want to make sure that we keep those promises. So then we give and take some hiring areas on a regular basis. So sometimes you might say, hey, you told me that you weren't hiring out of there. Now all of a sudden you are. Well, that's why. Because we either have gained freight there or somebody has moved or somebody has left that may have lived in that area before. And we do want to keep a good balance so that we can live up to our promise of home time, when and where you need to be, and of course your miles and all that stuff too. So Travis, how are you? Colorado. All right. Out of Agate. So I do have refrigerated. I actually have a couple of options for refrigerated out of your area of Colorado, Travis. So I've got home on a weekly basis, and it's more, when I say weekly when it comes to refrigerated, I mean we can get you home every 7 days. It's for every 7 days out, it's a day and a half home time. If you're staying out for 7 days total, then it's 2 days home time. The one thing that I do want to stress is I can't promise that your home time will be on the weekend in refrigerated. So in the refrigerated division, it could vary for home time. You could be coming in on a Monday or a Tuesday. You could be coming in any day really because freight does move pretty much week long in the refrigerated division. Flatbed's a different story. So flatbed is usually coming home on like a Friday night or a Saturday morning and then back out either Sunday night or Monday morning. That's, at least it's more common, right? Where refrigerated, it kind of cycles through. Good miles, we've got a minimum pay, so you know you will make at least $1,000 a week. So that's your safety net. Our minimum pay is a safety net. It's a budgeting tool. Nobody likes to hear that, though. That sounds lame, right? But that is what it is. It's a safety net. It's nice to have because you can budget off of it, where in the past, I know a lot of professional truck drivers are used to mileage pay, period. That's it. Only mileage pay, which you do get mileage pay, but you know you're going to make at least $1,000 a week. So even if if you ran, I'm throwing out numbers here. I should have probably grabbed a calculator, but if you ran 2,500 miles for the week and you were making 65 cents a mile, well, you're going to get the better of the two. So instead of the $1,000 a week, you'll get your cents per mile because that's going to make you more money. So we want to get you the better of the two. So better for us, better for you. Totally rhymed. I know, lame. Travis says, I was looking to stay out 2 weeks at a time. I have that too. Okay, so option 1 was the 7 days out, 2 days home. I have another option that's like like an 11-day, 3 days home. 11 days out, 3 days home. I have another one that's roughly 21 days. Now, the days that I'm giving you, give or take, right? You're used to this, it sounds like. You stay out a little bit. With trucking, you might get home on on the 21st day, it might be the 20th day. It might be the 22nd. So it's kind of how those loads run. So I completely understand. 2 weeks out would be fine. We figure for every 7 days you're out, it's a day and a half home time. So if you're out 11 days, you're looking at 3 days home time. So if you're out 14 days or something, it's a 3-day home time. But yeah, that's definitely available. Here's the number, 877-433-2537. Travis, if you want to put your years of experience in, I can be more specific with what you're actually going to be making instead of giving you scenarios that I don't even know if they if they apply to you. So your rate of pay per mile is going to be based off the number of years that you have of experience. So if you have, let's say, Travis says, do you have lease options for this area? For Colorado, we do not. Colorado is one of, I think, 13 states that we don't currently have lease purchase in. Sorry about that. Yeah, that isn't one. Our lease purchase, for those who are interested, like I said, there are areas that we don't offer it in. Colorado, California, Connecticut, DC, Pennsylvania, Illinois, some of the areas that we don't even hire in, Maine, Massachusetts. Nevada, we don't currently offer it in, the lease purchase in. New Jersey, New York, Vermont, we don't even hire out of Vermont. But those are areas that we don't currently have them lease purchase in. What was I going to say? Oh, with lease purchase, you do need to run as a company driver for at least 6 months prior to going to lease purchase. I say that we've had a ton of success with our lease purchase program in the past, and we've had a lot of professional drivers who started as a company driver, transitioned into lease purchase, purchased their truck outright, and now are considered owner-operators. So we definitely have drivers who have been through that process. At this moment, or at least for the last 5 months or so, we have really hesitated to, or we've warned, I guess. We've been cautious in putting people in the lease purchase program. And the reason being is a year and a half ago, we were receiving a lot higher revenue, and that's how you're paid as a lease operator. So with our customers, we're contracted, but with our customers, and our lease purchase drivers, you're paid 72% of the gross revenue, right? So when the gross revenue is paying higher, then obviously you're doing really well. Well, it's dropped industry-wide. This is not just Decker, but it's industry-wide. So you'll notice that a lot of the lease operators, some of them are moving back from lease to company drivers. I haven't seen really any of that with Decker, but it's something that we are aware of, that within the industry we want to make sure that we're getting them the freight and the pay for our lease drivers. So we don't really look at miles as heavily for our lease operators as we do for gross revenue. So we're looking at that gross revenue amount for you. Anyways, my point, Travis, is we do have lease purchase. Unfortunately, we don't currently have lease purchase out of the Colorado area for you. If it is something that you want to explore down the road, I don't know if that will change or not when it comes to your area, but currently it's not. But freight goes up and down, and in a year or so, or maybe even a few months, that might be an ideal route for a lot of drivers, is the lease purchase. So stay tuned, because those are things that we always like to talk about. We like to keep you updated on, so that you're sitting in the good. But as a company driver, I don't know if you missed it, but we have 579 Peterbilts. We have some 780, 760, and 860 Volvos, and a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. The majority of our trucks here at Decker Truck Line are 579 Peterbilts. And I do recognize that our equipment is quite attractive. So I know that's why a lot of people are kind of looking over at Decker. But I think in the long term, the equipment might open the door for you, or at least invite you. But I think the support that you get from your in-house, we have 24/7 maintenance support. We have 24/7 operations. You've got your main operations, your main driver manager, but then you have your after hours available to you, and they are rock solid. They do a fantastic job. You've got a wonderful safety department that's there to help you, fuel routing department to help you stay on track, help you maintain those bonuses as well, because we do have a couple of bonuses that I did promise that I was going to answer. And that is Anthony, possibly, or left, but not. We did have a couple of recent retired, so you can see some of that on our Facebook page too, because we made some. We had Patrice, who was in part of our lease purchase program. Patrice recently retired, actually last Friday, so we had cake and ice cream to wish him well. He's a wonderful man who has a ton of experience, not only as an owner-operator and a lease purchase individual, but he was also ran the lease purchase as well. He did a phenomenal job. So he has worked with both Jason and Justin to get that program, continue that program along the way, as well as the art program, which is another thing that he did. Very good guy, but I'm not sure if that's who you're referring to, Anthony, but he just retired. Mm-hmm. But you said office. Yeah, okay. Just checking. What else can I tell you? Driving positions, we do have a local hopper position. This is the only hopper position that we have. There are actually two, but it's out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. It's based out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, so you need to live within 25-mile radius of Fort Dodge. And it runs from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska, and back. That position did, let's see, it's a roughly around 8-hour shift is how it works, and it is a slip seating is what I'm trying to spit out. Slip seating position. So it is not, that truck that you're using, someone else will be using it as well when you're off to keep that moving. So unlike our other positions that you're assigned a truck, this is one that is more slip seating. Anthony says, I drove for Decker for years. I did well with them. Well, I'd love to hear that. Good. As a company driver then? Or as an owner-operator or lease purchase? Angel says, how big is the company? Company is roughly around 680 professional drivers here. And then office staff, I don't know. You have decent office staff as well, because we have a terminal in Fort Dodge, Iowa, main terminal. You've got recruiting and safety, and I think it was dumb of me to even start naming off all the different departments. Safety and maintenance and operations and accounting and What am I missing? I'm missing quite a few. Training and recruiting. And so you've got a whole bunch of them there. You also have a terminal in Missoula, Montana that opened in 2010. That's where I started, was when we opened the terminal in Missoula. And then Bessemer, Alabama's been around for a while as well. That one is right outside of Bessemer. Mostly just flatbed out of that one. But we do have some reefer trucks that'll park there, you know, if they live in the area. And then you can, by the way, you can bring the truck home with you on your home time. The only exception to that is if you live in the state of Montana. Anthony says lease out of Birmingham. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of success with those. But how big is the company? Roughly about 680 trucks. Mm-hmm. And that is a combination of company and owner-operator, Angel. That's a combination of owner-operator, lease purchase, and company. Drivers alone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. So we have been named Best Fleet to Drive for 2022 and 2023. So we were one of the top 20 best fleets to drive for 2022, 2023. I'm hoping that we get nominated again this year. In order to be nominated, in order to be named, you first have to be nominated by one of your professional drivers. So that'll be fun. Angel says, I've been praying I get this job. It sounds so solid and great to work for. Well, like I said, I've been here since 2010. I do think it's a great company, a good group of people that you're working with, and which means you've got some good support. Lots of fun. I know that sounds silly, but I enjoy who I work with and what I do. So I think the people that you're around make a big difference, and the support you get, it makes a big difference in how you view your job. Like, it's not something that I don't look forward to on a daily basis. Like, I enjoy it. And I think that's super important. And if you get along with your driver manager, if you understand what you're getting into, I guess, you know, if you understand the position before you get into the position, I think that is extremely helpful in the longevity of you and the company working together. So that's why we do these Q&As. So I'm really glad that you've hopped on and participated, because it is all about answering those questions for you, so that you're not coming into orientation like, oh, well, that's nothing like I thought. No, this is what you're being told is what we have to offer. As things change, we're sharing them through our lives, whether it be benefits or positions available. That's why every single week I talk about available positions, because those do change on a regular basis. The local hopper positions that I was talking about, those can change from week to week, from moment to moment as orientation happens. Speaking of, I mentioned the local hopper position, but I didn't mention the local flatbed. It is a flatbed short haul position, guarantees at least $1,000 a week, and it is home daily as well. So both of them you have to live in Fort Dodge, Iowa for. There is quite a bit of a difference the way that the pay structure is, though, for the flatbed short haul position. It's the mileage pay, but it also has that safety net, that $1,000 safety net, okay? Where the hopper position pays per shift. It's not mileage pay. It is flat per shift. It's a 5 p.m. start, and then there's also an 8 p.m. start, and those both pay $250 per shift. It's 2 days on, followed by 2 days off, followed by 2 days on, 2 days on, 2 days off. I said that wrong. 2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off, 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off. There we go. That's the rotation. But it's basically every third week you're going to have a 3-day weekend. When you work a Saturday or Sunday, because since you're on 2 on, 2 off, you're going to have those rotations where you're going to work a Saturday, you'll also work a Sunday. On Saturdays and Sundays, that same shift is paid $275 instead of the $250. So there's a difference there. Now that's the hopper position that is on shift pay versus mileage pay and that minimum guarantee, that minimum safety net that the Ford Dodge short haul flatbed has. Cool? All right. Angel says, I also saw that the trucks do come in with an inverter, APU, microwave, cooler, refrigerator. It has a refrigerator in it, not a cooler. But I'm sure that's what you meant. It has a refrigerator, and then it has the little ice box on top. I think the Volvos have a little bit larger refrigerator, or at least they did in the past. And Wi-Fi, I was wondering is that standard in every single truck? That is in every single truck. Yeah, they come very well equipped. APUs, I'm going to rattle it off because I say it so much, I've got to look away from what you wrote to make sure. So APU, inverter, refrigerator, microwave, CB unit, navigation, Sirius radio. So they're equipped with Sirius radio, but you still have to have the subscription. Unlike the TV, they're equipped with the TV, they're equipped with the Epic View satellite TV, and Decker pays for that satellite TV. You don't pay for that. But if you want satellite radio, you would have to have a subscription yourself. But I've noticed that since we have the free Wi-Fi, most people are just using this, they're just streaming things. So whether it be podcasts or music or whatever, but that's what we've noticed is that most people are using the Wi-Fi for streaming. Okay, so Wi-Fi CB unit, we have Best Pass and DriveWise. We have the Lytx system, which does include both inward and outward facing event recorders. Those start at a critical event. They are not a live feed, so know that, because I think that's important. Lots of storage. They are double bunk trucks, which is huge. Air ride seats on both of them. I think I hit them all. I think I named everything. But yeah, they are very, very well equipped, and that is universal for a Decker truck. Yep. There you go. All right. Well, that's pretty much it on my part, you guys. I hope you get a chance to enjoy some lunch at some of the terminals. Like I said, they are serving until 1 o'clock today, which means that Missoula has another hour to serve. All of those in Central Time Zone, they will be closing up here shortly, here in the next 10 minutes. So make sure that you grab something to eat. We do want to make sure that we're looking out for you, for those of you who aren't able to come into the terminals. We know that not everybody can, and so that's why we've got those additional, all of our professional drivers receive those gifts too. So make sure you talk to your driver manager on that. So, all right, you guys, that's it for me today. I will probably see you later this week on TikTok if you join me then. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe and click that bell so that you're reminded every time we go live and hang out. Have a little fun, right? Answering questions. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Driver Appreciation Week, and thank you so much for everything that you do to keep these roads safe and keep those supplies running.